So this little video or these pictures that you're admiring, my friend Carly convinced me to advertise my little apiary that we call Boquet Valley Farm and Apiary. My name is Tim McGarry. I'm the resident beekeeper, and we try to make as much honey as we can, and bees that like living in the Adirondacks without any treatments for mites. And that's been the big challenge, is selecting colonies that can survive completely on their own without treatments for mites or any other disease for that matter. And so we're just kind of letting evolution take its course. We started out in 1981 after I was at a friend's house who had shared some honey from his bees with me, and being in college at the time, I seemed to live on peanut butter and honey and bread, and I was really impressed with the flavor of his honey, and I asked him where he got it from, and when he told me he had bees, it just fascinated me that, wow, you know, I never thought about keeping bees for honey in that way. I mean, I knew where honey came from, but I never thought about it in the sense that, wow, I could have my own honey. This is the thing that always surprises me. I never know what kind of a crop we're going to see, but that's almost all capped off. Beautiful. Yeah. That's 3 of boxes like that. Wow.
And so the capping is to essentially preserve it for winter.
Exactly. Yeah. To preserve it for winter. Well put. Yeah. These bees right now, many of them are probably between 3 and 4 weeks old, and in, you know, a perfect world, they've got another 3 or 4 weeks, and that's it.
Right.
So summer bees generally, if you don't include egg to emerging, which is 21 days, about 6 weeks. But a winter bee, a bee born, say, in the end of September through November, because of how she's fed, she'll live maybe 6 or 7 months.
Huh.
Interesting, right? The last 3 weeks, they're foraging bees, so they're out back and forth throughout the daylight hours, gathering as much food as possible, nectar and pollen. Those winter bees, they don't spend as much time, of course, foraging. Their whole thing is keeping the place warm. So, you know, I mean, most people would find it pretty disgusting. Nothing poisonous, nothing toxic or anything like that. There is virtually nectar and pollen to create a bee. I mean, a bee is what? Right? What is a bee, right? And so, yeah. Did you want to try one?
Well, you eat it for the camera.
I'm supposed to eat
So
one.
I'll
Why?
eat one too.
Well, I mean, it is a good way to get some vitamin D. And they are very sweet. Yeah, for 2 reasons. One, I eat the honey, and I don't want any residues from some of the mite treatments that could be there. And secondly, treating mites is just this treadmill of trying to stay ahead of the resistance that mites eventually develop. And it's already been documented with many of the different mite treatments that are out there that the mites, within a relatively short time, 3 or 4 generations, begin to develop a resistance to. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. See, look at that, huh? Cap brood, young brood, old brood, eggs, everything on one frame. Honey and pollen. Yep, there we go. Wish every box in the yard looked like that. Yep, cap, young, even a few eggs up in there. Well, we don't have to go any further. Let me see that wood.
Yeah, this looks great.
This one looks really good. Well, we should, though, just because it looks so good. So I use these escape boards to help me get the honey off, and essentially what it is a one-way exit for the bees. So the bees are going to be on top. Those honey supers are going to go on top of this, so there's one hole, which leads to 3 escape routes, and for reasons that I can't explain, I'm not sure if anyone really can, about 99% or better of those bees will eventually walk out one of those 3 escape routes, and again, for reasons that I can't explain, won't walk back in. And so with any luck, I come back tomorrow and those supers are empty of honeybees, and I can bring them back into my honey house. Beekeeping in the Adirondacks, as you said, has been a challenge on a couple of different fronts. One, of course, is weather. It's highly variable. Every season is different. And location is so important. I'm really lucky right here because of the flora that exists. There's basswood, there's clover, there's vetch, trefoil, there's sumac. So yeah, I mean the bees are way ahead of us. They're like thousands of years ahead of us in terms of knowing what's going on.
Right,
We're just trying to catch up. You know, we're trying, but we're way behind the curve when it comes to, you know. I always said insects got about 250 million years of evolution on us, right? So, you know, we're newcomers to the whole scene.